Hello again. In this tutorial, I have modified this names.txt that we used in the earlier tutorial. I have added one more information here, the percentage of house rent allowance with each line, that means with each person. So you can find it here after the last comma. So comma is again used as the delimiter. So what we need in this program is that we need to read the house rent allowance, the percentage of house rent allowance, and we need to deduct the amount of house rent from the salary amount, and then we need to write into the report file the name, the salary, then the amount of house rent, and then the net salary in this formatted way. So let's go ahead and develop the program that we already written in the last tutorial. So here was the program that we developed in our last tutorial. Now this was actually reading the name and the salary, but now we need to read the name, salary, and the percentage of house rent as well. And we are not supposed to print into the console, so I'm just commenting this line. So we need another variable in order to store the percentage of house rent, and we need to store the house rent, amount of house rent as well. So these two variables can be used for storing the percentage of house rent and the amount of house rent. Okay, so in scanf we need to add one more format specifier because the percentage of house rent comes at the end. So it should be %lf, that's the format specifier for double, and here is the variable where we intend to store the percentage of house rent. Now in order to calculate the amount of house rent allowance, we can use that percentage and the salary. House rent is going to be the salary multiplied with percentage of house rent allowance, that's the amount of house rent. So the net salary is going to be the salary minus house rent. So in order to store the net salary, I'm declaring another variable, net salary, and this is going to be the salary minus house rent. So now we need to write these information back into the reports.txt. So for that, first we'll go the name, and let me just provide a length for that. The width of the name is going to be written in 20 characters. Minus indicates that the name is going to be printed into the file in left aligned way, and then comes the percentage of house rents. It's actually telling that the house rent is going to be printed in 4 columns, and it's going to be rounded off in 2 digits after decimal points. And then comes the amount of house rent, and then we need to print the net salary, and that again in with specific columns. So first goes the name and then the salary percentage, and then we need to print the house rent, and then comes the net salary, we can print the total salary as well if we wish as the second parameter. So here is the total salary. As the second parameter, we are printing the total salary. So we are done. Now in this case, the reports.txt file will contain the information of each person. First the name is going to appear, then the salary, total salary, then the percentage of house rent, and then comes the house rent calculated in our program, and then the net salary that also is calculated here within the loop. So let's go ahead and run this program and see how the reports.txt file looks. So here is the folder where the reports.txt is going to be created when I finish the execution. So here you can see that the reports.txt has been created here. So let me show you the content. Here is the content. So this is the name, and here is the salary, and then the percentage of the house rent allowance, and then the house rent actually calculated and printed here, and then the net salary. You can see that it's 5,000 minus 500 is 4,500, and the name Arnold Schwarzenegger is really big. We have used %20 there for printing the name, but the number of characters is in Arnold Schwarzenegger is more than 20. Let me just increase this. That's why the alignment is not actually correct here. You can see that in this line the alignment is a little bit wrong. So let me just change the alignment. It should be %30, yes. And then I can go ahead and increase these as well. And we can just increase these as well. Okay, now let me execute the program once more. Now here we go. Now it looks better.